Spectre's basically been around for like since 1983, and we started out as muscle car stuff. Basically, Amir was a gearhead, started the company based off of muscle car parts and everything else. So we kind of dove into that world with a lot of different types of components for engines and stuff, mostly bolt-on, chrome valve covers, engine components of that nature. Migrated here lately into air intake systems. A lot of the air intakes and stuff that we do right now are kind of geared towards engine swaps, although we do a lot of stuff for small block Chevy, small block Ford, a lot of the conventional hot rods and muscle cars as well. But in the LS world, there's a lot of guys out there that are doing these LS conversions and whatnot that are going into these cars that are becoming very expensive, high-end, almost race cars to a certain extent. And so we started getting into that market, creating a lot of stuff especially for that. And basically, it really kind of started out to where we started making a lot of different tubes and bends and stuff like that. And realistically, it was for our own cars. So we kind of took that and we just kind of made that whole thing grow as more and more people started looking at it, kind of going, dude, you know what? That would be really cool and easy to do if I could use those things. So it started growing from that. And then because of the fact that LSs are being put into so many different things, we realized that a lot of these guys may not necessarily have the fabrication skills in many ways if they want something that's still a bolt-in component. Many of the shows, people would come up to you and go, dude, what have you got for my car? What can we do that, that I can bolt in? So we started making some specific kits that were basically for the LS conversions. And of course, most of them are popular, like Camaros, Chevelles, those types of things. But even with the components, you can make an intake kit for just about anything. We've turned around and created a lot of very bizarre things. We've had stuff at shows to where we've seen people with different types of motors and so forth. We've got situations where there's trucks that are very close, tight tolerances in the front of them. There's no room to put something in there, so we created basically an up and over type of intake where it comes in and draws air from the top of it. But we've done stuff to where it's like we had a Maverick, a 70 Maverick with a 2JZ motor that was twin turbo that had plumbing all over the place, and we still wanted to do it within the stock confines of the engine compartment so it looked like the car was stock. So there's things like that where you get some very strange ones. We've had Mustangs with, some of the super motors and stuff like that and the 2JZs and so forth. And then we've had a lot of them obviously in the other direction with some of the drift guys dropping LSs into S14s and stuff like that. Basically, we do a lot of different types of filters, and the cone universal type filter world, obviously we make a lot of different options. We do stuff for the major, chain stores out there, the brick and mortar guys, as well as the online guys and stuff. Some of it's very price point oriented because of the world that they live in and whatnot. But we also do stuff up into the diesel market to where it's, dual layer type stuff that is specifically for the diesel market, the big cone filters and whatnot. Biggest thing is that more than anything else, what you're really trying to do is get as much filter and surface area into the engine compartment as you can, or if you can get outside of the engine compartment to where you can get cool, fresh air, ultimately that's what you want to do. So sometimes the space will restrict what you can do with that. Well, what we're going to wind up doing, we've kind of had a little bit of a hiatus and from being out on the road and so forth. So we're looking at being able to get back out on the road with a couple of trucks. We're going to do an East Coast, West Coast deal again. We're going to go out and we're going to try to make some noise in the world of like the autocross and the road race market and whatnot. We've got some cars that we're going to wind up bringing out this year and kind of playing with. We're working out some projects with some other manufacturers. We got some ties into some of those guys that we're going to wind up trying to showcase some of our stuff on their vehicles and whatnot. And hopefully what we'll do is we'll be able to get a lot of attention. That type of thing is, again, it's the best feedback we can get. And, the consumers basically is what drives us. At Spectre, heading into summer, basically what we're looking at right now is that we've got some new applications that we're going to be bringing out for some of the diesel market, as well as a lot of our LS components and so forth. We're doing some other LS engine components. We're also looking at taking some of those engine swap kits that we have and basically giving some more options in that world as well. One of the best ways that people can actually find out about our products is going to the website. It's spectreperformance.com. Basically, everything is there online. It's like an online catalog. And any of the products that we make, from the chrome accessories all the way through all the brand new intakes and so forth that we got coming out, diesel applications, automotive applications, hot rod, it's all right there to look at.